Good evening, Fernwood. It is the real deal, Neil, and it's time for us to have some feels for another episode of Mary Hartman. Mary Hartman. We are watching episode 261 today from April 4th, 1977. We had momentous events happening last week, so let's take a look back. Most of the folks we know in the show have joined the glorious Guardians of Good, but only Vernon and Tex know that the agenda is white supremacy. Vernon has been busy sowing misinformation, blaming the recent explosion of Section K in the plant on a black man and claiming there's a militant black group in Fernwood. The only person who seems to be working against them is Howie Freeze, a DJ and wannabe investigative reporter who is tracking them down. When it comes to the Hartmans, Mary is not so sure that the GGG is doing the right things, like when the members sent back some school books. Tom is much more sure that Vernon is on the up and up, though he did look at the school books and seemed impressed to learn things about American history from a less racist perspective. Mary has made friends with Dewey, and they're working on a project together, but Tom is uncomfortable with that because Vernon has made him suspicious. When it comes to the Shumways, a lot of things are going on. Martha's kleptomania is ongoing, and no one really knows how to handle it. Kathy is tired of pushing Howie to make their relationship sexual and is starting to become interested in Mac. Mac seems to be feeling some attraction as well, but he does not want to be a third wheel. The Haggers are back to their classic dynamic, with Loretta back on track to be a superstar and the two of them running like rabbits on the regular. However, lately it seems like there has been a mysterious stalker outside of their home. For the last several weeks, the Jeters have been blackmailed by their maid Lila. They're getting tired, so Wanda and Merle together have been scheming to make her feel like she's going crazy. Not to mention that Wanda learned from Mary that Lila doesn't have the diary anymore, since it was stolen by Martha, subsequently stolen by Mary, and subsequently stolen by Howie, and then stolen by Tex, who may not know that he has it since he's illiterate. Aside from that, Wanda is starting a new political party with Merle at the head, backed by the GGG. Again, Wanda is not aware of the racist nature of the glorious Guardians of Good. Wanda has been planning a telethon to raise funds for the Guardian Party, the GGG, and Merle's bid for presidency. And then last Friday, Howie got home to tell Kathy about his new discovery about the glorious Guardians of Good. Kathy doesn't give him much time, but does give him the keys to the Shumway home so that he can hide the clues he's found. But while he's there, he discovers that Martha and George are both members of the group. Martha tells Howie that the GGG are founding a political party with the telethon, and Howie realizes he has to stop the telethon or the GGG will gain a political foothold. Loretta was getting ready to host the telethon, but then the lights went out. Charlie came home and thought it might be the fuse box, and he went to check it because Loretta was scared. Charlie came back in, and there was no fuse box. It had been ripped out of the wall, which he calls a prank, and as the Haggers get ready to go to the studio, it's clear that someone is stalking them. The rest of the episode takes place at the telethon, which hasn't yet begun. The performers practice their acts, while Wanda worries that they don't have a poster person yet. Mary has called a friend of a friend who she thinks will be perfect, and they are on their way. And when he arrives, he is in an iron lung, and Wanda thinks that's not appropriate. And finally, Howie shows up to stop the telethon, but Tex finds him and handcuffs him to a cactus as the telethon begins. And everyone, I can't wait to see where this telethon goes, so let us begin.
Mary Hartman! Mary Hartman!
Well, let me see what we got next up here. Oh, yeah, we got a real good special little act for you now. Of course, I'm a little bit prejudiced because it is my own husband and personal manager. Well, he's going to do his own inimitable bird calls with some real pretty special yo-yo tricks. Well, so let's give a great big hand to my precious baby boy, Mr. Charlie Haggers.
All right. Okay, now, we're going to do Around the World. And while we're going around the world, we're going to hear Dawn in a Russian Duck Blind and Dawn in American Barnyard. And then we're going to hear Evening in the American Woods with American Wood Dove. Start off with Dawn in a Russian Duck Blind.
Find some way to use this telethon to pin that explosion on the crazed black militant.
I was wondering how you was gonna plan that.
It's very simple. We'll just give the facts to the people of Fernwood and let them draw their own conclusion. Of course, we'll give them our facts, and there's only one conclusion they can draw.
That won't make no difference, all that hollering Howie Freeze is doing.
You've done it again.
I did?
I was happy, and you have popped my bubble. You told me you had taken care of Howie Freeze once and for all.
Well, I can't keep him tied up to that cactus all the time. Now, I mean, there is only one way that we can fix Howie Freeze permanent.
No violence, not here, not yet.
Oh, you never let me do it my way. I tell you, I am stifled.
That's because I am smart and you are dumb. Oh. Now go away, keep your eye on Howie Freeze, and let me think of something to do.
Gotcha.
Shumway, listen. Well, can you help me here? Come on. They've cut me this cactus. Come on. I've got to get off.
Howie Freeze, shame on you. You not only took advantage of my daughter, now you're molesting a cactus plant. That is depraved.
Mr. Shumway, we got to stop the GGG. They're a corrupt, dangerous organization. Listen to me. The only people this telethon is supporting are the men who run this fascist group. Mr. Shumway.
You stop trying to upset everybody all the time. I mean, the people in this town just want to be happy. This ought to hold you until I can think of something more permanent. Say,
Here. Oh, Wanda, look at this. What an amazing act. I didn't know how he had a trained cactus.
Mary, I just wish that you'd tell me what your act is.
Oh, Wanda, I've so few things of my own. Let me keep one thing secret.
Well, frankly, dear, all this suspense just leads people to expect more than you as a rank amateur can possibly provide. Now, no offense intended, but, well, Mary, you know, I know what I'm talking about. After all, I am the coordinator.
The point is, Wanda, that I have to keep my secret act a secret. I mean, if I didn't keep it a secret, what would you think of me?
Well, I'd think you were my soul sister.
Well, let me put it this way. My act is the creme de la creme of my life. Or not.
Mary, all I ask is that you not make a fool of yourself. You see, things have been going very well lately, you know, money-wise and support-wise. Oh, boy, we're in for a big period of national growth for the Guardian Party, you know?
No, I'm going to try to make you proud of me.
Yeah.
I really am.
You know, soon everyone in the whole nation will be looking to the Guardian Party to guide them through their simple, though somewhat depressing little lives. Or, as has so rarely been said before this, as Fernwood goes, so goes the nation.
Lila, what are you blaring out their television for at 4 o'clock in the morning?
I didn't know.
You don't whimper like that. I can't understand you. What'd you say?
Just leave me alone.
Well, that's real loyal. You'd be watching out their telephone and everything. Now, there's Miss Belchenko and the cat.
Well, if Loretta Haggard's been in town, I'll tell you of the generosity of these folks.
Cat acts are basically the same, I think. You shouldn't be watching this stuff, Lila. What? Gosh, you look all frazzled. Why don't you try to get some sleep there?
I have been trying to get some sleep. That's all I've been trying to do. I didn't turn it on. I've been trying to get some sleep for 3 days. It's been 3 nights since I had any sleep. All I want to do is sleep. Sleep.
Lila, you're whimpering again, okay? Don't do that. And will you turn off the television, please?
I never turned it on. I didn't turn it on. It just went on by itself. I never even touched it.
Time for disease telephone. Now, I don't hear those phones ringing too loud. Now, come on, you guys. Let's get that finger in that telephone and dial it.
Lila, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but here lately you've been acting real strange. I mean, you got that there bathroom orgy and a pre-dawn television going for you. I'm beginning to worry about you. You're starting to act to me like somebody that's just about to flip out. Now that's my own impression. It's be a nice thing if the Lord had endowed and developed your brain the way he had your that unbelievable body and everything, but he didn't.
Thank you, Mom.
Sure, we know you didn't, but we have to live with that now. What really concerns me, though, is you don't seem to be able to stand up under pressure anymore. Your eyes, I mean, even as I look at you right now, they're bugging out of your skull. Your hair's all frizzy and everything. You don't look like a picture of health or beauty anymore. And I'm really beginning to be concerned about you.
Well, that's nice of you, Merle. But you don't have to worry about me. I'm just fine. I'm just tired, that's all.
Yeah.
It just seems that every time for the past couple of days that something wakes me, that I get to go to sleep, something wakes me up.
What do you mean something wakes you up? What?
Well, the TV or the radio or dripping
Lila,
faucets.
listen, I'll tell you something. When something like this ever happens with me, I tell you what, I go along with Pat Boone on this thing. I just go in there, go in the kitchen, get myself a nice, big, cold glass of refreshing milk, and I think it does it every time.
Maybe I should get a glass of milk.
Do it.
Calm me down.
Do it. Get one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Where's the food? What are my clothes doing in the refrigerator?
Lila, what? Look, darling, I mean, if this is your idea of a joke, you completely missed it again. Now, look, I know that you're threatening me with ruination and all that stuff, but I'm warning you now. If you don't, you got to get the food back into the icebox by breakfast time. Now, do you understand that? I'm not going to tell you again now. I want to see the food in there, and keep this damn television off. You've got to get some rest. I've heard of people going completely out of their mind from a lack of sleep. Now, you just consider that, okay? And act on it.
No, yes. Yikes! Oh, this is so...
Hi, all you truckers. This is Max Slattery, your buddy. I know it's 3 o'clock in the morning, but if you would just open up your... I think this fella's going to sleep here. Your big hearts and give. So how's your mother? She's fine. Well, I'm really glad to hear that. Actually, they buried her the other day. Oh, that's too bad. Not really. She made a beautiful coffin. That's really funny. I think it's time to say good night, Walter. Good night, Walter. Good night, dummy.
Very much. That was just hilarious, Matt. Fabulous. Oh, and good morning, all of y'all out there from the Guardian Party and the Dimes for the Deceased. We're so glad to have you tuning in with us right now. Oh, looky here, folks. Here comes our chairwoman with a great big wheelbarrow full of dollars that she got from the contribution box out in the foyer here of our studio. Oh, look at all that money, Wanda. That is fabulous. I'll tell you, that's going to make a heap of sick folks real happy, and happiness is what the Guardian Party's all about, isn't it? I'll tell you. You know that a dime of every one of them dollars is going for the cure of 112 different dreaded diseases. Now, aren't I right about that, hon?
Yes, sirree, Bob, Loretta. Now I'd like to sing a little song.
Oh, we'd love for you too, hon, but we got right now the fabulous talent of somebody who's just going to dance their way right smack dab into your heart. Here's Martha Flying Feet Shumway and her tip-top tapping toes. Hit it, Martha.
I don't know what to do. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Mrs. Hartman and Vernon and Mrs. Rittenhouse. Oh, I mean Mrs. Jeter. But you know, it's been a long time since I last saw you.
That's okay. Hi.
Are you as nervous as I am?
Let me tell you, Mrs. Hartman, it's like my great uncle said, the sun is always the brightest.
Well, Dewey, I am so glad you want to help us. Yes, I noticed the floor is getting a little dirty, and the iron lung looks dusty on camera. So you just get yourself a broom and make yourself to home.
Dewey's not here to clean. Nothing. He's here to perform.
Gee, you know, that's funny. I don't seem to have him down here.
That's because he's a secret part of my secret act.
You're doing a two-person version of Uncle Tom's Cabin.
No.
A poignant scene from Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
No.
Don't tell me you're going to do Harmony to Old Man River.
Oh, God, Wanda. What?
You're going to be performing with him?
Yeah, but could you keep it quiet, Vernon?
We'll keep it a secret. You'll be wonderful. We'll try to keep as many people from knowing about it as possible.
Ma. That's the disease.
Dear me. Oh, well, good.
Oh, Kathy, terrific. Thank you. Thank you, not just for me, but for all of America. We've got to stop this whole thing before Fernwood is suckered by this group of fascist, racist liars that are running this telethon.
Yeah, but before you do that, let's talk about us.
And now, on with the show. We have the mysterious magic of the amazing showway.
Oh, my God, we're on, Martha.
Now, Daddy, be careful. Come on, Daddy.
I'm sorry, but could you speak up a little? No, it's just that, you see, we have a show going on here. So if I could just have your name again. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, can you see me? I'm the one with the braids, and I'm also the one who's waving to you without looking your way. You know, I'll tell you, it sounds to me as if you're eating something. Oh, you are? Pork rinds, fried chicken, black-eyed peas, and watermelon. At this hour? Well, that doesn't sound very good for your digestion, does it? What was that? What was that? Yeah. Oh, yes, I've got that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And watermelon? Don't you think that's laying it on a little thick?
Who, me? Mr. Subtle?
Well, I hope Dewey doesn't have his heart set on being Fernwood's Man of the Year.
I wanted to take this opportunity to tell, everybody how much I really love doing the show. I mean, it's just a fabulous experience for me. It's a real pleasure. And I just would like to say that we really hope that we reach our goal real soon. And I mean real soon, because the last call that I got, I think it was the last call. It was it was let me check this. It was the last call. Yeah, it was definitely the last call. The last call said, this telethon is going to be blown up by a bomb. So, who's on next? I hope it's not me.
Okay. I have a feeling I know where the next few days are going to be. So most of this episode takes place at the telethon, with a brief break in between to see Merle torturing Lila. But let's see if we can remember all of the different things that happen in that first chunk of telethon. So it starts with Loretta, who is hosting her little took-us off, and Charlie doing, I think, the favorite thing I've seen Charlie do, which I don't know why that tickles me so much, that he's doing bird calls and yo-yo at the same time. It is such an awful act, and I enjoy it so much. It is incredibly dumb, and I think it's exactly what I need to cheer me up just a little bit. Then Vernon and Tex have their exchange, and they're trying to figure out how to pin the explosion on Dewey. Tex mentions that Howie is there, restrained, and that puts Vernon in a bad mood, because he should have been taken care of already for good. Tex pulls out his gun and says that's what he's going to do, but Vernon stops him because, there are lots of people around. They're on live television. Probably a bad idea. And Mary has hidden her act from Wanda, and who's very curious to find out what's going on and just doesn't want to be embarrassed. And to be honest, most of the acts we've seen are fairly embarrassing in a potentially good way. I am enjoying them. The Gong Show, I think, was on the air. This kind of feels Gong Show-ish. However, we know that Mary is gonna do Othello with Dewey, at least, well, the end of the episode may change that, but the plan is for Othello to happen. Then we have our one scene that's not at the telethon, and this is Merle torturing Lila with not allowing her to sleep. She's not been able to sleep for the last 3 days. You know, some of the pranks we saw seemed kind of subtle compared to this. You know, I think in 1977, I know I did not have a remote control for the television until maybe the mid-80s. I remember having a black and white set that you had to hand turn at this point. I'm not sure how prevalent the remote control was, but that seems to be the case. I'm surprised at the way that they turned off the television because it had a little knobby knob that I don't associate with remote controls, but maybe you know differently if you were back there having a remote control for your TV. This is an elaborate setup to just completely drive Lila bonkers. And it seems to be working. As much as I hate seeing someone be tortured, I also think that Lila is awful and kind of needs to get out of their house. So I'm of two minds. And I wonder at some point if she will figure out that people are effing with her. And then we're back at the telethon, and I'm not exactly sure why Mac's ventriloquist dummy is black. I mean, it's a bad act, you know, obviously, and intentionally so. I do love seeing two boom mics that are just hanging there because this show is pretty famous for having just random boom mics show up in shots. And at the telethon, they actually have a reason for the boom mics to be in the shots. So it's kind of like a special gift to those of us who love the boom mics. I wish I had been counting all along how many boom mics I have seen in this series. Then Loretta introduces Martha, who does an amusing tap number, and I say that as a person who appreciates tap. Clear that she's not super skilled and she is having fun, and I'm good with that. Then Dewey shows up and Wanda learns that he's part of the act, and the plays that she puts forth are, I guess, stereotypical, like Uncle Tom's Cabin and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, and I forgot the third reference there. But Mary's still keeping it secret, and of course Vernon is just, you can tell that he is seething inside because he doesn't want this black man to be getting positive attention. Kathy finally frees Howie. We don't know exactly what's going to happen there. And then Mary takes a phone call from a mysterious caller who names a lot of foods stereotypically associated with black people. We, of course, see that this is Tex on the phone because he's subtle. And at the end of the episode, Mary lets on that the telethon has been threatened by a bomb. Everyone, we've got some excitement and tension building this week, so I guess, you know, we had some big explosive episodes recently. We may see another one. Thank you so much for watching with me. Thank you so much for leaving your thoughts, feelings, impressions in the comments. Thank you for getting down with some feels. And we will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.